we are going to now start the session on group discussion. As I was telling that we have divided the whole program into 3 components, that is the basics of communication skills and application of communication skills as relevant to the classroom instructions, and application of communication skills as relevant to the placement of the students. So we are having 3 sessions on placement of the students where communication skills play a big role, that is on resume writing, group discussions and personal interviews. Madam Konica Mehta is with us today. She will be talking to you important aspects related to group discussion, and towards the end of the session we are going to actually do a group discussion. So I want that everybody should be there and you participate in that activity. We will try to have a topic given to you, and you will be working, some of you will be working as a moderators, and we will try to see that how well you are able to do the group discussion. And this mock group discussion exercises needed to be done for the students as well, so that when the companies come to your campus and the students are able to fare well in the group discussion. Now, without further wasting any time, I'll pass it on to Madam Konica Mehta to kindly engage the session on group discussion.
Okay, I would like to welcome all of you once again for the session based on group discussion. And as you know that we all belong to one group or the other in society. No individual can function in one single or as a unit maybe, or as an individual as it is. So we all refer to different kinds of groups when we talk about different situations in our life, right? We have a peer group, we have friends group, we have college group, we have students group, and we have informal groups also to discuss different things that we come across in our daily life. Out of which group discussion, primarily according to the selection process, has been an important method of selection these days. Now this has been the method which is adopted by all the organizations today to select a candidate based on certain traits and skills. On camera. Okay. Based on certain skills and traits. Now when we talk about group discussion, it is a formal group discussion that's going to happen, wherein you need to keep in mind that there are people who don't know you personally. There might be participants from different backgrounds. There might be participants from different parts of the world or parts of the country. So when you are talking, you're expressing your views, you need to understand that when you express your view, the other person is a listener, and when the other person is giving his or her view, you are the one who's accepting that point of view with or without criticism, right? So make sure whenever you're talking in a group discussion, you need to take things with an open mind. That is important. Okay. Now let's talk about group discussion in detail. A group discussion is a method. It is a method that's used by different organizations, right, to gauge the traits, to gauge the skills of the person they are going to select for their vacancy, right, for their situation which is vacant. Now, why are they gauging this? Why are they taking up this as a process of selection? Because, you know, it is very difficult sometimes if we have lots and lots of participants. It becomes difficult for the person who's taking the interview to take one-on-one or face-to-face interview. So this has become popular because based on one's view of one's view according to the topic given, or once, you know, the way he presents himself in a group, or his leadership qualities are all exhibited through this kind of discussion. Okay, so it is one of the very important methods that we take across when we are, when the company or the organization or the institution is hiring someone for a particular position. Okay. Group discussion is an exercise of discussion on an instant topic that's given. We don't know about the topic. Had we have the prior knowledge, we could have, learned a lot. We could have read a lot about the topic. But then group discussion is made in a form where you've given a topic that you're not aware of, and it's a topic from anywhere. It can be an abstract topic. It can be something which is related to facts and figures. It can be something which is related to controversial topics. Anything can come across. The main motive of giving you a group discussion or making you part of a formal discussion is to see how well you perform in pressure, how well you portray your team spirit, how well you work in a group, and how well you take the entire group with yourself and project that yes, I have the leadership qualities, I can be a good leader later on, right? Now, when we talk about discussion, now discussion is totally different from a debate. I hope you all know that. A debate, you're given a topic wherein there can be a situation you can win, where there can be a situation you can lose. But when you are sitting in a discussion, either it's a formal or informal discussion, there is no such burden of winning or losing. You're just sharing your point of view. You're just making the other person understand, okay, I have certain notion about certain thing, right? A debate is a perfect situation for expressing intense emotion. Now, you can show your aggression, you can show your argumentation, you can express your belief about certain thing when you're talking in a debate. But at the same time, when you are in a discussion or in a group discussion, it calls for a lot of maturity and logic. See, if you see both the pictures, one picture shows that people can shout and talk the way they want. There is no formal way of talking. But on the other picture, if you can see, there are mature people talking over, they're sitting, they're discussing something in a more logical way, in a more, intense. It's not intense, but it is logical, right? Now, there are certain things when we participate or be a part of a discussion group, that to a formal discussion group, we need to keep in mind that the traits that we are exhibiting will help the other person gauge what kind of personality we are. So it is very important when you are engaging yourself into a group discussion, you will portray, number one, self-confidence. Self-confidence is important because if I have no confidence in whatever I'm speaking, nobody will listen to me. Why will they listen to me, right? They will listen to you only and only when you talk sense and you talk with confidence, right? Okay. Next thing which is important is knowledge. If I don't have knowledge about a topic that's given to me, I would be mum, or rather I'll sneak my chance of speaking, right? For speaking up in a group discussion, please make sure if you have knowledge, exhibit it. If you don't know about the topic, sit and listen to the other person speaking, and then you can maybe you can participate in summarizing the group discussion, or you can take somebody's help with the point that he's giving, and then you can elaborate on that, right? So never, if you don't have the knowledge, please don't speak up, right? Okay. Next is your involvement. If somebody is talking, I cannot sit like this, and I cannot simply do whatever I want. Okay, please keep talking. I'm not listening to you. Or talk to the hand. I cannot show such, expressions, because a group discussion needs everybody's participation. And when we are sitting in a group, there is a way to sit in a group. You can either sit in a rectangular form, like in a conference, or if there is a meeting, or you can sit in a semicircle, where the most important person is who is sitting in the middle of the group. Right? The focus will always remain on the person who is sitting in the middle position of the discussion. Right? So your involvement is primarily not only through your words, it is through your gestures, through your eye contact, through your expressions. Maybe somebody is giving a valid point and I'm kind of making faces. I don't like your point, or whatever you're speaking, I don't believe that. So that will also count when the evaluators are seeing you on the basis of the discussion you are in. Right? Okay. Next thing is initiative. If I know the topic well, then only I will initiate. I don't have to initiate if I don't know anything about the topic. See, if there's a topic I don't have interest in or I've never heard about it, it's always safe to listen to others' point of view and then contribute later on. Or you can participate, that, like I've told you earlier also, you can participate in summarizing the discussion. Okay. Next is presentation. The way you will present yourself will decide whether you are in the company or you're going out of the company. It's as simple as ABCD. Why? Because if you present yourself as a person who doesn't know anything, who's like a dumb sitting, or is not ready to speak up, or is not ready to accept what other person is saying, the evaluators will gauge. They will come to know that, okay, this person lacks confidence. And this person is not at all the one who is participating with deep emotion or deep notion, right? Okay. Next is your cooperation. Now, if I have people around me, even in a social group, if I will not give respect to anybody, I am nobody to gain respect, right? So if somebody is talking, like even if we are sitting in a group of friends, if somebody is giving you a point, please listen to it. Give your ear towards that point. Maybe that person will give you some information you are lacking, right? So it is always important to show your cooperation. Okay, I am totally present and I am totally there when you are talking to me, right? Next is your coordination. Now, if somebody is speaking and I get up, no, I don't believe in you, or I don't want to hear you, or you are against my religion, you are the one who are putting wrong things about my religion. No, I cannot show certain expressions when I am in a group discussion, right? Okay, next. Of course, your communication plays important role. Now, when I talk about communication, there are points. If you have good quotes, if you have good thoughts, it is not always necessary to talk in English as a language. You can also talk, or you can also give thoughts which are in other languages, but the reason or the main emphasis should be that it should be related to the topic you are talking about. See, if I'm talking about, let's say an example would be love marriage or arranged marriage. See, I personally might believe in love marriage, but then if somebody is contradicting my points towards, or is taking the point towards arranged marriage, I'm nobody to argue, to enter into argument with that person, right? Rather, I will respect his point of view. So that's important, respecting and communicating the correct thing at the correct time, right? That's important. Next, body language. Now, body language is one thing that speaks more than your words, right? You may speak something, but your eyes may say something. Like we say ना, इसकी आंखों में देख के पता चल जाता है कि क्या चल रहा है इसकी आंखों में, ठीक है? या उसकी स्माइल से ही पता चल जाता है कैसी स्माइल है. So when somebody is talking, we are not only focusing on the words he is delivering, rather we see him from head to toe. How is he exhibiting that thought? How well he's using his gestures? How well is he connected with me? Or sometimes, a friend is sharing something and you're not interested, so you're like, let him speak. Okay. And sometimes when you're not in a good mood and somebody is sharing something cheerful, something joyful, so maybe you portray kind of, where am I caught? I don't want to listen to him. Or maybe I want to move. And suppose if the lecture is not that interesting, you always feel like sneaking from the class, right? So that happens when we are not a participant, when we don't realize that being a part of certain thing is important, and it shows that what kind of body, your body speaks more than your mouth. So it is important that whatever you portray, you should be wholeheartedly relating it to your postures that you use using your body language, right? Next is when you are in a group discussion, make sure you agree to whatever you say, right? And you cannot change your thoughts after every few seconds. Now, if I believe in something and I've started my group discussion, but later on I realize I don't have points for that, let me switch it. Now again, when I say 1 or 2 points, I'm like, I don't have more points. Let me change the topic, the situation again. Let me be in the favor, or let me be in against, the topic. But it cannot happen when you are there in a formal group discussion, right? So always, whenever you are speaking, please stick to whatever you are saying, right? That shows that you're not a person who's like changing places frequently, right? Next thing which is important is leading. Leading, because group discussion is primarily done to sense the leadership qualities within a person. So when you're leading the group, make sure you give chance to others to speak. you appreciate people coming up with different points, and whenever they are speaking, please don't interrupt their point in between. It is always mandatory that if a person is talking, please give chance to that person to speak. Right? Next is
Wait for a minute.
and start all over again. So let's start from where we were talking, and let's continue that with the leading part that I was talking about. Whenever you are in a group discussion, it is always important to portray your leadership qualities by giving chance to other to speak. And when the other person is speaking, please be aware of the fact that you need to appreciate, you need to respect the other's point of view as well. You're not there only because you cannot be the one in the limelight, right? If you're speaking, your chance of getting selected is more. No, it won't be the same in case of a group discussion. If you'll portray a kind of, a situation where you're giving importance to other speech as well, there are more chances that the person might think or may think that, that this person has the qualities, he takes the team along and then he participates in a discussion. So this will give a positive outlook about your personality. Next is presence of mind. Now, presence of mind can be checked. Sometimes when you are in a group discussion and maybe so everyone has given their point of views. Now, there is nobody who's going to come up and say, okay, now please come up with your point. Or rather, you have to be so attentive that you take the chance of speaking up whenever the other person is about to end. You cannot interrupt, but at the same time, you should know when should I take the chance of speaking up, right? Patience is required. Now, if somebody is talking something that you don't agree to, or if it's a reason, something that is related to your religion, or something which is controversial, make sure you portray your patience so much so that you are in a situation that you are ready to accept whatever the other person is commenting or whether the other person is putting forward, right? Polite addressing. Now you cannot shout at somebody, no, I don't agree to you, or I have a different, altogether different expression on this, or I cannot portray my, belief about something. You need to be polite enough whenever you're talking to somebody. You should show that you're humble enough to give respect and gain it as well, right? Next we'll do it. Why GD is important? GD is important because group discussion gives us chance to express and impress. Now, how does it give us chance to express and impress? By giving your expression, your thoughts, you are making an impact on somebody's mind. And you know that there are evaluators, right? They see that what person is coming across with, or what is his belief about a certain topic. That is the place where you can impress the most. And you might have come across the situation, if you've seen roadies, right? There's a GD round, of which people show their aggression, people show that, okay, by speaking up loud, my chances would be high of getting selected. But if you come across the face-to-face interview after that, all those people were not even taken up for the next round. So it is always important to express with impression, right? Language skills. Now, whatever language I'm speaking, right, make sure you have fluency in it. Or your accent should not be the one that you're copying from either the British accent or the American one. Please stick to your natural accent, right? Next is your academic knowledge. Now, academic knowledge means that whatever you've gained throughout your studies or whatever you've learned throughout, make sure you exhibit those knowledge by giving relevant examples. You can also give personal life experiences, because once you can show that shows the other person, okay, he understands the topic and he can relate that well with himself. He can give his personal examples with the examples that's available around the world, right? Next is you can show your leadership skills, then you can show your people handling skills. Now, people handling skills, when you're handling humans, that is the toughest job that one can come across. So whenever you're given that 15 minutes of discussion, please make sure that you are there to, if the GD is going at a high pitch, or maybe it's contradicting the topic, or it's going haywire. If you can bring it back and you can realize the importance of the topic over there, or bring it back to the exact thing that you were talking about, that will give you an added advantage in the eyes of the evaluator. Next is teamwork. Obviously, when we are sitting in a group, we are there to work in a team, and no one or no organization can flourish individually. It is the team that's the reason of any company flourishing. So make sure, keep in mind that from today onwards, if I am taking this as my career, I will be the one who's going to work with team, right? Okay, next, general knowledge. See, you should have well knowledge about the current affairs, the general things that are coming up, or the awards or the trophies or whatever has happened during those phases. You should have knowledge, and you should understand that that's important. It shows that you are well-read person, right? How does GD happens? GD happens with, there's a formation of group. A group is formed of voluntarily 5 to 10 candidates maximum. Now there is two, I've told you earlier also, there are two ways that the person will make you sit. One, it's a rectangular shape they can make you sit in, and the other is a semicircle, wherein the person who's sitting in the middle is always in the limelight, right? Everybody pays attention to the person who's speaking, or who's the speaker in the middle, right? Now they are deciding on what type of GD to be played. Now there could be topics that are factual. There could be topics that are from the abstract world. There could be topics that are related to some controversy, or certain topics like women's position in India, or certain topics that are like dowry, should it be promoted, or if people are demanding the wives, that are working wives, maybe it's their new term for dowry. So such topics can come up. You should make yourself well aware that if I'm talking on certain topics, I need to show that yes, I am aware of this topic, I know it well, and I can put my thoughts in a very constructive way, rather than being emotional about it, right? Okay. Nominate 1 or 2 experts for evaluation. Now, sometimes when you're practicing among your friends, what you can do is you can make a mediator. There, that mediator keeps an eye on the time, keeps an eye on who started it, who was the one who was actively participating, and one of you can always take a charge of summarizing the entire discussion. This way, if you regularly practice, you will you overcome the inhibition of the fear of coming across a GD or sitting in a GD. Now again, I've told you circular or rectangular seating arrangement. Next is time frame. Now mostly the time given for choosing the topic, there can be options. If there is one topic, you cannot do anything. Sometimes the company is good enough to give you 1 or 2 topics of which you can decide which topic you can take up for the discussion, because there are n number of people who have applied for the job, right? So the time that's given for choosing the topic is 5 minutes. Now, if somebody has decided to initiate, the maximum time that would be given is 5 minutes. Now, always carry a pen and a paper along in a GD. Why? Because sometimes we might have different points, but at a go, maybe we are in a position we couldn't even recall one of it. So it's always advised that you should always write the pointers on a piece of paper. Now GD should happen for maximum 30 minutes, where it depends on the organization's availability of time. Sometimes they give you 15 minutes, sometimes they give you 20, and sometimes they give you 30 minutes at the maximum. Now conclusion or summary. See, conclusion word is the word that's given after lots and lots of discussion has happened on a topic, and then they conclude it by saying, okay, this is the conclusion to this topic. Where I believe is whenever a GD happens, it happens with a summary, or we can only summarize a discussion, and that could happen only in the last 5 minutes. Okay. Next, there are different types of topics that can come across. Factual topics, like if you are a well-read person, if you've seen in newspapers, there are different kinds of topics. The economic topics are inflation rate, or maybe GDP, or something related to it, petrol prices, or something which has fact or figures to support. Next type of topic that you can come across is controversial topic. If I have certain thought about something, maybe the other person has something else to say about it. But The only prerequisite here is you have to listen to other person with patience. You have to respect the other person's idea when it comes to talking, because the evaluator is only seeing how much pressure can you handle when given such topics. Okay. The last type of topic would be abstract topic. I can give you a letter A. I can give you a color green. I can give you a color red. Now it's up to you how you can take the discussion and where it ends up like, right? So abstract is creativity that the other person is looking upon. Controversial is your when the other person sees that how much pressure can you bear, and factual is the one that the person knows that how well read you are, what is your general knowledge, and what are you aware of the current affairs of the country, right? Okay. So let's read out. Factual topics are about practical things which an ordinary person is aware of. Typically, these are socio-economic topics which may have been in the news lately or could be unbound by time. Gives the candidate a chance to prove that he is aware of the environment, like the education policy of India, tourism in India, or Lokpal bill, as we've already heard about it. Controversial topics are argumentative. See, I'm using this word here, argumentative in nature, because if you are putting forward a point, there is a situation that the other person can come up with a contradictory point. So open your mind for thoughts like that. You cannot show your temper. You cannot exhibit your ego. You cannot say, keep forward the argument by saying, oh no, I will not take up like this, or I don't believe this should be like this. So such examples would be the reservation should be removed or not, or women make better managers. Everybody can have different thoughts about it. Okay. Last would be the abstract topics. Now, intangible things. I've not seen it. I don't know how to take it, but then it shows my thinking ability. It will show my creativity in the context. If I've given a topic like green, I will say green is a beautiful color. It's the color of nature. Green is the color that makes us, focuses more or going towards something. It never stops us. Like red color stops us, green makes us go. So green is the color, I can connect it very well. I love green colored dresses. Green gives me power. It gives me, it gives me the feeling of freshness. It is like, it gives me a thought process. So I can say ample number of things regarding that abstract topic that has been given to me. Okay, next. Now group discussion is like you're discussing in 3 steps. Now 3 steps, out of which the first would always be initiation. Again, if you don't have knowledge about the subject, it's better to listen to the other person's point of view and then contribute. But if you are decided that no, I'm going to take extra advantage by initiating the topic, it should show that you have full knowledge about that particular topic which has been given to you. Okay. Next comes body of the group discussion. The body is the main part of the group discussion. Body of the group discussion means your arguments, or like if you are for the topic or you're against the topic, whatever you want to share, your point of view will all come in the body of the group discussion. Last is the summarization. Now summarization has to conclude. Summary cannot happen where you will show, okay, I'm against or for it. Summary would be something in neutral way. It could be something where you are summarizing. You're agreeing on something or disagreeing won't matter in summarization of the topic. Where you'll only convey that, okay, this from the discussion, this is the gist of the discussion. This is the thing I've extracted from the discussion that has happened right away. Okay. Now next, I will give you a few magical phrases. Now why I call them magical phrases is, even if you don't have a proper structure of saying something, or you don't have a kind of point that is valid enough or has a strength of its originality, you can always take the help of these phrases when you are talking, right? So the first 4 phrases, if you see, I'll read it for you. I would like to start by, or to begin with, I would say, firstly, first of all, I would like to. All these 4 phrases will be the one you can use for initiating the topic. You can write them if you want. These 4 phrases will help you to start up a group discussion. Now next four, if you see the next four phrases, according to me, I think, I strongly feel, in my opinion. All these four phrases will help you to share your opinion about a certain topic. Next, if you see, ninth one is I strongly support, or I wholeheartedly agree with, or I would second. So all these three, 9, 10, 11, will show your agreement towards something, right? You don't have to simply say I agree, or you will not shout, okay, I agree to certain thing or not, right? 12th and 13th and 14th, if you read them, I'm afraid to say that, I'm sorry, I would have to disagree, I'm afraid I have a different opinion, shows that you don't agree to the person's point of view in a polite manner, in a manner that's not contradicting someone's thought. Okay, so always use certain kind of phrases which will give a structure to whatever you are speaking. Now, last two, if you see, I would like to wind up by or to summarize. It is only when you are aware now, okay, the discussion is coming to an end and somebody has to summarize, so okay, I'll do it. So when you are summarizing, you can use these two phrases to summarize the discussion, okay? Next. Please play the next one. Next slide. How to make a good first impression. Now, how can you make the first impression? You know, first impression is the last impression. We've heard lots and lots of time. So how can you make an impression? By putting up or by putting across quotes like, if it's better to work in group rather to work in, work all alone or isolated, right? You can give definitions. Now, if you are aware of certain thing which the topic has, you can define those things. You can take those things in detail. You can question the other person. You can put forward a question to other person's point of view in a polite manner so that the other person is like, okay, yes, he's the one who can backfire me with the question, right? You can also use the help of shock statements. Sometimes, even howsoever good reader we are, we don't know certain things. So you can put forward such statements that makes the other person realize, okay, this might be something I was not aware of, right? You can use facts, figures, and statistics. Now, how can you use that? If you know that, and make sure you cannot fake in these things. Figures and statistics has to be the one that is in originality. If the population of India is something, make sure you get the correct figures there. You cannot bluff over there, right? Okay, short story. Like I told you, you can share your lifetime experiences. You can share something you have personally come across so that it gives the discussion a new way, a new path, and it can take the discussion to new heights as well. Now, general statements. Sometimes you can use general statements to give an impression that, okay, yes, this can also be said in this context. Okay, next. How will you take your chance to speak? See, if you're sitting in a group, no one will come to you, please now you share your point. That will not happen. What will you will have to be a watchdog there. Now, what I mean by being a watchdog is, if somebody is giving a point, make sure you have eye contact with the person who's speaking, and then you should portray good listening skills. Once you've listened to the point of view, you can either continue from his point, you can take the help of his point and then you can add or elaborate, or when the other person has already talked about it, you can enter the group discussion with your point. Don't ever try to interrupt the conversation. If you do that, you will only harm your chances of being selected. Okay? So whenever a person is sitting and whenever a person is speaking, make sure you maintain eye contact with the speaker. This will all automatically show that you are there, you are present there, and then you are the one who's going to speak or maybe take the chance of speaking after this. Then this will also help you gauge the eye movement and pitch of voice that he's about to close his input. Now, see, whenever we talk, whenever we start something, we talk with good enthusiasm, but towards an end, we become little slow in our conversation. So the moment that person becomes slow in the conversation, you should know that now it's the time to jump in the discussion, and now it's my time. So you can take that time and you can speak it, right? Next. GD cannot be taken up as an end because it is a part of the selection process of which the other person will decide whether to keep you in or whether to send you back. So you should always be desperate about whatever you are doing in life. If you're only following your parents' talk, or you're only following your peer group, or you're only following your friends' talk, you will end up in a situation where you are bored of whatever you are doing. But if you are doing what exactly you want to do, you will show that kind of desperation, you will show that kind of positiveness towards doing or attaining that. Okay? Act according to the situation, whether it is being polite, assertive, or aggressive. Aggressive doesn't mean that you have to make the other person feel embarrassed. It is like you can you can take the tone in a way that you are talking or giving answer to the particular person's question. Always be natural, otherwise it will backfire. See, if I'm using an accent I'm not comfortable with, later on what will happen is the other person might use a better accent and you will be the one who's in an embarrassing situation. So it's always better to be natural. Don't try to act somebody else, or don't try to copy someone, right? Knowledge is the key, and so is focus. So have knowledge about whatever you're speaking. You should be well read about different things in life and focus on whatever you are doing at that particular point. Okay, if you are introvert, start practice now. What I mean by introversion is, I'm not talking about anybody's personality trait. It's just that if you feel shy about talking in a group, you can always start practicing among yourself, among your friends, among your peers, among whosoever is available. Start discussing different things. Okay, and always keep three things in mind, three P's rather, I would say. Patient, participation, and projection are the key to success when it comes to a group discussion, right? Okay, next is accept criticism. Now, even if we decide to watch a movie, we follow the critics' reviews. Why we follow the critics' reviews? To see whether this movie is worth watching or not. We are paying 250, 300 in a multiplex. Will that benefit me or give me the comfort of watching that movie? So we always go through the reviews that are given by different people across the world, across the nation, right? So similarly, when we are in a group discussion, we are discussing something, we should keep our, we should keep our brain open enough to accept, okay, if there is something that the person has contradictory statement to, I will have to agree. I have to keep my, emotions under control. So let's read out. If any member of the group criticizes or disapproves a point, it is unwise to get upset about it. Don't get upset about it. It's his point of view. Maybe you don't agree to it, but then he might, right? In case the criticism is flimsy, the same can be pointed out politely. See, sometimes you cannot handle certain situations, but you cannot in any way show your aggression towards it, right? Maximize participation. One must try to contribute fully, vigorously, and steadily throughout the discussion. I've spoken a point, I've given my point, now I don't have to speak. Now we'll sit and watch. No. In a group discussion, please participate for the entire time that's devoted for it, right? Show leadership ability. A group discussion always evaluates your leadership quality. How do you take people along and then perform, right? Accept someone's point of view. Yes, you will have to keep your mind open for the point of view that the other person is putting forward, right? Praise the argument. Okay, see, criticism makes you a better person. Always realize this thing. If I have been criticized on something, if somebody has told me that, okay, you are wrong in this thing, or maybe somebody has given me a feedback, I should take it in a positive way so that I can be a better person day after that, right? Okay. Next. Now, whenever I talk about group discussion do's and don'ts, I don't simply talk about do's. I take them as discussion etiquettes. Why? Because, see, manners are the important part of human life. Now, etiquette has to be shown or portrayed everywhere. So, there are certain things you need to keep in mind whenever you are coming forward in a GD. Listen to the subject carefully. Okay, I'm in a group discussion and the topic is position of women in our nation. And I start up with the, movie like Rajniti. I will be the one who's, putting the hammer on my feet. See, whenever you are talking about certain topic, make sure you have listened it well, or you know what the topic is and where to take it. Right? Put down your thoughts on a piece of paper. Yes, you will always put your thoughts on a piece of paper. You're given 2 minutes for that. Make sure you take those 2 minutes, jot down the points, and you are able to write what's there in your thought process. Okay? Initiate the discussion only if you know the subject well. Please don't do it if you don't know it. Right? Listen to the others if you don't know the subject. Now, yes, if you don't know about it, please listen to others' point of view and then you can elaborate later on. Support your points with facts and figures. Please don't bluff there, right? That doesn't mean, okay, I can quote any figure anywhere. No, it's not that you are sitting in an informal discussion. You are being a part of a formal selection process. Make sure that you give the figures and facts you totally know or you wholeheartedly believe in, right? Make short contribution of 25 to 30 seconds, 3 to 4 times. Now, like I told you, it's not once that you are speaking in a TV. You will have to make contribution 4 to 5 times so that the person realizes, okay, yes, he's the one who's a good speaker, right? Give others chance to speak. Now, if somebody is speaking, please respect his participation. Okay. Next, you'll have to speak politely and presently. You have to be presentable enough. You have to keep your emotions under control. You need to be polite. Respect contribution from other members. Now, if somebody is talking, please pay attention, right? Now, if you see the picture here, there is somebody everybody is putting attention to. Why? Because he's in the limelight. He's the one who's the middle speaker, and everybody is paying attention. No one is focusing on, or no one is seeing here and there. Although it's cats, but then we humans also have to obey the other person's notions, right? Disagree politely and agree with whatever is right. If you disagree to something, use those phrases and disagree, right? But don't simply end up in an argumentation. So what will happen there is they'll leave the GD and then they'll give time for you to fight first and then they'll come back to the GD, right? Summarize the discussion if the group has not reached a conclusion. Now, if you feel that it's been longer enough and the discussion is almost and it has come to an end and it's the time to summarize, please do that. Please take the initiation to summarize the group discussion. There are certain don'ts that you need to keep in mind whenever you are in a group discussion. Initiate the topic if you don't have sufficient knowledge about the topic. Yes, again, if you don't know, please don't start. Don't overspeak, intervene, or snatch others' chance to speak. If I'm speaking, I'm continuously intervening somebody, or I'm continuously taking his point and speaking. No, I'm not doing some justice. And the person who's looking forward or who's evaluating will come to know that this person is taking somebody else's point and trying to express his opinion. Don't argue and shout. That is a big no-no. You cannot argue, you cannot shout in a GD. Right? Don't look at the evaluators or a particular group member. Now, I cannot stare somebody for longer. I hope you know what is staring, and I hope you know maintaining the eye contact is different from staring somebody. You will not, if somebody is saying certain point and you don't agree, you will not stare that person anyways, right? Don't talk irrelevant things and distract the discussion. Now, discussion is going on in a smooth pace, and you suddenly interrupt the discussion by talking something else which is not valid. You don't have to do that, right? Don't pose negative body gestures like touching your nose, leaning back on chair, knocking the table with pen or pencil. You cannot do that, right? Don't display so low self-confidence with shaky voice and trembling hands. You cannot do, wherever you're talking, you cannot play with your hands or whatever is there in your hand, right? Do not try to dominate the discussion, okay? It's only me and I'm going to talk today. It's only me, it's my time. Don't do that, right? Don't put others in an embarrassing situation by asking them to speak if they don't want to. See, sometimes somebody is, he's not ready with the point as such. And you instantly tell that person to talk about it. You are actually giving him, you're making him into an embarrassing situation, okay? ये कैसे? They won't be able to see me.
अगर या तो
It's okay. Yeah, you can remove the PPT at this point in time.
Yes.
And now, coming back, I'll be showing you certain body language tips that you can follow whenever you're sitting in a GD. So please pay attention. All of you, whatever you're doing, whatever you're writing, please close whatever you're writing. I will tell you, I'll exemplify the body language as good or bad that you need to practice when you are there in a group discussion. Please pay attention. Now I'll show you certain examples that you can take up in a GD. Okay? I hope you can see me, right? Okay. Whenever you are there in a GD, make sure you're sitting with your knees pointed towards the other person. You cannot cross your legs like this. You cannot shake your legs whenever you are talking. You cannot cross your arms like this whenever you are talking or you're expressing your view. You cannot hunch. You cannot slouch, right? The exact position to sit in a GD would be straight with your back straight, and then your hand should be here. And if you're using your hands, don't do it overly, right? Don't show overly gestures by talking like this. I'm not there to dance. I'm not there to show my dance moves. I am there to express my opinions, so make sure you use your controlled limb movements. Limb movement, I hope you all understand what is limb movements. So please make sure you're acting wisely there. And then you cannot do certain things like you cannot scratch your head, you can scratch your nose, you cannot use your hands unnecessarily where it's not, you cannot point out somebody, you cannot fiddle with your pen or pencil, whatever you have. So make sure whenever you are there in a GD, you'll have to maintain eye contact with everybody who's around you, your group, but you will not see your evaluators at all, right? They are there to do their work, but when you are talking, make sure you see your group. You see your group members. But there's a difference between looking and staring. Let me remind you, you cannot stare somebody like this. How is he giving that point, okay? How is he talking like that? So there's a difference in looking at somebody and staring somebody, okay? I hope you got it. So never, if there's a table in front of you, never put your hands and sit like this. This shows that you're dominating the conversation, okay? So keep these things in mind whenever you are participating in a GD. Always make sure you're sitting straight. Your body language should be such that it shows that you are being a part of a group discussion, okay? Okay, let's come back. Next slide. Now there are certain common myths that people come across, or they try to justify. Okay, if I am a part of a GD, that means I have to show my argumentation skills. That means I have to show my aggression. No, whenever you are being a part of a formal group discussion, make sure you're polite. You give your message across. You put your message across in a more sensible manner. So you talk logically, right? That's more important. Okay. If I speak more, my chance of getting selected are more. Like if you see those group discussions that happen in like roadies or any other such reality shows, people try to speak more. They try to grab the attention. So you're not there to be somebody who gains attention. You're there to express your opinion, and if you have a valid thought, even if you're not attracting somebody's somebody's face, or if you're attracting somebody towards yourself, that will not help over there. Speaking more doesn't mean that you know more. So always speak whatever you know is valid, whatever shows your knowledge, not that you have good communication power or you have good communication skills, right? Speak in favor. If I speak in favor, then the person will definitely take me. If is given a topic, वो भी तो उसके फेवर में होगा ना, तो मैं भी हो जाता हूँ, तो उससे क्या होगा, मेरा चांस बढ़ जाएगा. No, it will be the other way around then. Okay, next. Don't cut down opponents, right? If I cut down opponents, if I cut down people's point of view, I will be in the limelight because only I am speaking. So maybe this gives me the chance of being selected. Okay? Again, there's a myth, make others agree to his or her point of view. Now I am there to make everybody agree to myself. You know, this team is mine. मैंने ही काम करना है. I'll be the leader, so you'll have to agree to me. A, B, Z reason, you'll always have to agree to, right? Okay, next. Focus on an individual speaker. Now, if somebody is speaking, I will only keep my focus to him. So this shows that I'm attentive. No, it will not show. Rather, it will show that you don't know anything about it. Okay? Project oneself in style. If I project myself in style, if I'll be like presenting myself in a, a trendy manner, if I'll be wearing trendy clothes, or if I'll be exhibiting something that is in fashion, I'll be the one in the limelight. No, it will not happen there. Okay? Next. Now, I have found out certain topics, certain current topics according to different fields. Next slide. Like for the engineering students, the certain topics are the current topics that are given for the selection process. I've jotted down only 10 because there were thousands of them. I could only get those 10 out of the prominent one, or that has been given again and again over the period. The first one is position of women in India compared to other nations. Is China a threat to Indian industry? In India or West, which is the land of opportunities? Balance between professionalism and family. Is globalization really necessary? Corruption is the price we pay for democracy. Should there be private universities? Money is required to earn more money. Religion and politics should not mix. Age and youth, experience and young talent. So these were the common topics that have been given over the years to the engineering aspirants, right? I'm not talking about engineering students. It's like the one who have cleared their competitive exams and then they've applied in one college or the other, right? Now for the management students, the topics that have been frequently given are people don't fail, they give up. If you can dream it, you can do it. Cricket, no more gentleman's game. Employability skill can't be learned overnight. You are what you think. The most difficult thing in life is to know yourself. You won't get success with ifs and buts in life. Money alone can't be motivator. Failure or success, hard work or smart work. These are few examples I've taken up, and they are the current topics that have been discussed over the years. Okay? And now, let's do the thing in practicality. Now, I want everybody to practice group discussion. For that, I want volunteers. I want not more than 8 members from each participating, college, and then I want a mediator also to know what has been done in the entire 15 minutes that has been given for the discussion. Right? Now, 2 minutes will be given to jot down the points on the piece of paper. 15 minutes would be given to discuss about the topic, and last 5 minutes would be given to summarize the topic. Okay? Let's get started. Let's think about it. The topic is very, very easy and is very, very common. That is e-shopping. Okay? So, I want, please, can I see the participants? Yeah. Okay, I want volunteers from all the participant colleges. Please make a group of maximum 8 members as volunteers and 1 mediator. All the colleges are. Yes.
Well, friends, the topic has been given to you. We will do this exercise in this fashion. We will go to one of the centers. I am able to see a lot of enthusiasm, maybe at Chandigarh University. Kindly, at Chandigarh University, kindly identify 7, I would say 7 participants and let them come in a U shape. आप थोड़ा सा चेयर का अरेंजमेंट चेंज कर लीजिए मैम यहाँ पर. थोड़ा सा U shape में कर लीजिए, and I would suggest that there be a mixed group of boys and girls. There shouldn't be only girls or only boys. There's always a good group that you have a mixed group of boys and girls. Kindly make arrangements at the U shape में अपना टेबल को लगा लीजिए so that everybody is visible. कैमरा को थोड़ा सा पीछे ले जाइए chairs को. And at other centers also, you kindly think about this topic, that is on shopping, and focus the camera and put the Chandigarh University on air, so you will be able to hear the group discussion what is taking place at Chandigarh University. We will give you 10 minutes time. After 10 minutes, we will ask each of the centers to kindly give comments. You have heard what should be there in the body language, how you should take the group discussion as a leader, as a person who is going to summarize, or how you put forth your points, how you support, what should be your body language, what should be your communication skills. Madam Konica has given you so many inputs. Now it is chance for you to display all that in the group discussion at Chandigarh University, and rest of the centers will observe. At the end of 10 minutes, we will ask other centers who did wrong or who did good things in this. Okay? Chandigarh University में 7 या 8 लोग आ सकते हैं फ्रंट में. थोड़ा सा इसको यू शेप कर लीजिए सर. ये थोड़ा ज्यादा यू जो कर्व है थोड़ा बढ़ा लीजिए. बेशक कैमरा का पीछे जा सकता है, कैमरा पीछे ले जाइए बेशक थोड़ा सा. Yes, perfect now. As we are looking at the screen, other people from the centers are also looking at the screen. So let us number them. Group में who's the nobody wants to take the seat for the leadership. Konica told you that he has the or she has the advantage. Nobody wants to take the advantage of that. जो लेफ्ट साइड में बैठे हैं कुछ जेंटलमैन, आई थिंक उनका कुछ कैमरे का एंगल ऐसा है कि वो उनका फेस दिखाई नहीं दे रहा हमारे को. Yes, here comes the person in the middle also. Yes, this seems to be okay to me. One person is still not visible. Maybe the camera angle is not fitting. You can little backward. Yes, अभी थोड़ा सा दिखाई दे रहा था. Excuse me. थोड़ा सा आप चेयर को पीछे ले जाइए. I would say that pull back. The leader, I request you to kindly pull back your chair so that everybody is visible in the camera. Yes. Thank you. Now, on the left hand side, you can pull your chairs to a little forward so that we can all see you. Yes, this seems a little okay, but camera थोड़ा सा shift कर लीजिए.
Yes,
perfect. Now perfect. So we will number like this. The man with the cap, we will say number 1. Next to him number 2. That blue shirt number 3. The leader number 4, and the yellow check number 5. वापस पहनी हुई उन्होंने और ये शेड है कैमरे के अंदर. Number 6 and number 7, the lady with the blue jacket and specs, number 8. So we are having 8 participants in the group discussion. All right, and the topic is known to everybody. I would say speak little loudly so that we can all hear you what you are trying to say. All right. So I hope all other centers are able to see the Chandigarh center. Can we go to ma'am Kushetra maybe and ask them? Are you able to see them? Are you able to see the Chandigarh group? Hello? At Kurukshetra, are you able to see the Chandigarh University group?
Yes, sir, it's audible.
Okay, okay, thank you. So when you are giving your comments, we have numbered them already. People who are going to participate in the group discussion from 1 to 8. So you will say number 8 की ये problem थी या number 3 की ये ठीक point था या किसी का क्या point था क्या नहीं था. Whatever your comments are, you are all working as moderator or evaluator, what the ma'am was trying to say. The persons in the lab also, did you guys also observe them? We start the discussions now. Oh, okay. We will give you 2 minutes time to jot down your points if you like to. On e-shopping.
These are interesting topics. We would have a good discussion on these topics.
Hello. Hello.
I have noted down from my MBA student.
Hello. I like to go to something. Hello.
Yes, sir.
This is contestant number 1 and 2 because they are partially visible right now. थोड़ा अपने माइक को, excuse me, माइक को थोड़ा अपने मुंह से आप थोड़ा दूर रखिए. इकोइंग.
Is it audible now? Hello.
Yes, you are audible, sir. Now.
Okay, sir. The thing which we want is we want contestant number 1 and 2 more clear because they are partially visible right now. We can't observe the body language of those contestants.
Number 1 and 2.
Okay. Now you are able to see them. We are able to see everybody, and this is being displayed. Number 1 is with the cap. Number 2 is with dark navy blue t-shirt. Number 3 is light sky blue t-shirt. Then number 4 is with check. Number 5 is with the yellow check. Number 5 is the lady with the pink flowery jacket. And number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 7 with the long hair. Number 8 is lady with the blue jacket again.
Yes. I know. I still remember my trembling day on the dials, you know.
All right, your time is over. We start with the group discussions now. Over to Chandigarh University.
My name is Uddhav. I'm from Chandigarh University. I'm doing BCA. I'm in 2nd semester, and I would like to e-shopping. Like it's really convenient. You can sit at your home and shop any product you like, from clothes, be technology, or anything. And then it's faster. It's easier to browse more and more products, and it doesn't take time. And the products available on these e-commercial websites are cheaper compared to their prices in the shops. So it's a good way to shop online. That's all. Thank you.
There is no guarantee that the packets are delivered at your place. Taking an instance of a personal experience, we ordered an iPhone and it took 10 days, 10 days to reach. But then after 10 days, we just got a message that thank you for your order, it has been delivered. But it was not yet delivered to us. When we contacted and we had a huge call with the shopping site, they were like, we are not responsible for this. I don't think it's convenient.
It is convenient. You don't have to get up and go
We are
to the
not
store.
getting it.
You get that problem you just said about. It's the courier will be that. It's their responsibility. They deliver the product and it goes to the courier people. Now you can go and collect if you have any problem. It's not their responsibility anymore.
Not delivered to us. Technical incident is not also delivered to us.
Not just one instance. There can be technical problems.
Even the that would not be the same as so in and for example, if you find some loss and not be
You can return it. You can always return it.
but it also wastes your time. No, it wastes time. If you
get up in Google shop, then buy it. It will be more time consuming. Rather than you just sitting having your cup of tea, and you just click on a few pages and buy it.
Yeah,
And it reaches your home. You're not wasting your time.
but if that is not, when you didn't like that, then again if you go back, then again you have to order it. You have to choose something else.
That's how shopping works.
But you take 10 days again, you take 5 days to come, 10 days
Depends on
then
which website you're buying.
doesn't depend.
That's it. You buy it on better website. Try Amazon. It's better.
I understand.
Any other?
It takes some time. Like, we have taken, okay, we ordered a product, taken I ordered a product. I take it to 5 days to come to my place, and then after that, it wasn't fitting. It wasn't that of the same fitting I got. I had a size.
I give you time how much to go to find this.
It is not always the same thing. The shape of the clothes we buy it does not always does not guarantee that it's going to suit you. And it takes up like many of the people what they do, they go to vendor shop with the brand, then they see the
Product and buy them.
and then buy it. Again that's the same way. How you can make it?
Because it's cheaper online.
No,
You
it
save
does not.
money. Like you're talking about clothes, like say a Zara jacket in the store, like go to ATM, and you see a Zara jacket, it costs around 7,000. Then you see the same jacket online, and it's cheaper. Obviously, it's cheaper online.
But then it's not it does consume your time, your energy. You going to shop first, and then you're coming back, and then you're like clicking.
You're saving money.
Depends. If I need to
You are over e-commerce websites offer this small delivery fast delivery. Where you have to pay extra
I
charges.
need to go at night. I am talking to you today and I need to go at night. I used to go the night. What about that?
You're being rude now. They offer fast delivery. You can also. I suggest you move to a better place.
Traditional shopping is the best thing. You go to the shop, buy things.
But I'm saving money as you're using.
You are wasting time as well.
No, I'm not.
You are.
I'm not in a hurry.
But you are wasting your time, energy also.
Energy. You have fuel expenses if you're going to a shop. I don't have fuel expenses. I just have to sit in my couch.
Then you are going to shop to just see that model number.
I'm not going anywhere. I don't I just don't like shopping. And I know my size.
So, I think you have probably forgotten what we have been discussing since morning. But before we give our comments, I like to have the comments from the other centers. Maybe from Kshetra.
Yes, sir. I just want to give some command. They done their work in perfectly, but I observed some commands.
Okay.
Can I tell them? First of all, she the seventh roll number 7. She didn't give the address first. She didn't give the self address, where she's from, and she didn't tell the information name. Secondly, she went directly in the topic. So I found that the one mistake. Second, it's like it's not the group discussion. It's like a debate like that.
Yes.
And I found it's a no leadership quality here. Now some remaining students, some students are they didn't talk silently. 4 5 students are still they didn't talk even single talk word or two. And eye contact is not there.
Okay.
And body language already I told that the way how they express. That's why I found. But sorry for that.
Now, please don't be sorry. We want your honest opinion.
Yeah, this is a honest opinion I observed
Yes.
because
We had to stop the group discussion in between because we also felt at the studio that the slowly the group discussion is taking a shape of more of a argument and
yeah.
debate, and also it is heading towards fish market again.
Yes, yes.
Okay, can we go to JMITI?
Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you're audible.
Sir, don't feel offended, boys and girls. I would be telling your feedback. So, to start with, number one, who initiated the topic, that was very good. But during the discussion, you were not allowing others to speak. So, you wanted to highlight only your point. Talking about number two, you didn't talk much. Throughout, you kept your hand near your neck, or else you were scratching your face. So, that was not acceptable during the group discussion. Then moving on to number three, he was having his hands crossed. Still he is sitting in the same posture. And he was having very casual an approach. Number four, didn't participate. We could not hear him. And when number five was talking, he was trying to make a point, but there was no team spirit visible in the group. There was lacking in it, and he was trying to speak something, but rest of the team members demotivated him and rather suppressed him. And number six, she was very good, and her posture was very good. Rather, amongst all eight, she was sitting appropriately. Number seven, her abrupt beginning, as the teacher prior to me was speaking, and she was having the same notification that she had an abrupt beginning. Eye contact was only with the person. It was a kind of conversation rather than a group discussion. So they were not making an eye contact with the rest of the group members. So that's all. We have another comment from the other faculty, please.
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you're audible, sir.
Okay. First of all, I'm beginning with contestant number one. Initially, contestant number one was having wrong posture. He was sitting with cross legs. What I have noted in the group discussion. Coming to the second contestant, he was continuously using his left hand or scratching his face, and because it reflects that you are in tension or you are not taking the group discussion seriously as it should be. And coming to contestant number three, he was he was having lackadaisical attitude. He was sitting in a very relaxing mood because he was not even participating in the group discussion and he was just in the relaxing position. Coming to the next contestant, that is contestant number four, he was sitting properly, but I think he should involve himself and he should give some points to involve in the group discussion. Coming to the contestant number five, he was unable to speak much, but whenever he was trying to speak, he was leaning forward. And he should not lean forward. He should be relaxed enough, and by maintaining the correct posture, he should give some points which is beneficial to carry on with the group discussion. Now, coming to the contestant number six, her body language was absolutely fine, but she should give some logical points in between the group discussion. Coming to contestant number seven, actually what she was doing, she was just interacting with contestant number one because they both were the only active participants of that group. I think they should give more opportunities to rest of the candidates, and eye contact should be made by rest of the group members also, because this is group discussion rather than one-on-one discussion. So they should make eye contact with them from the other. And finally, contestant number 8, she is smiling right now because she was having good questions, but she should also give some verbal communications to the group so that her points can be analyzed by the exercise. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your comments, and we really appreciate. And I would request all the centers to kindly this is a learning process. Somebody is making mistake, we learn from those mistakes. I always say that if we are all doing perfectly everything, there is no learning take place in that situation. We have learned a lot. I mean, sometimes in a situation like this, which was happening, the moderator can actually close down the group discussion in between, which we did in this time. Normally, we give enough time up to 10 minutes, and then somebody will summarize among the group itself to summarize what has been discussed, but that situation was not coming. So we had to stop the group discussion in between. But lot of learning is taking place in this. Any other center like to say any comments? Maybe at Jodhpur, TTC जोधपुर में आपने कुछ कमेंट्स देखे, आप कुछ कमेंट्स करना चाहेंगे? उनके अलावा जो अभी तक कुरुक्षेत्र ने या रादौर में उन्होंने कमेंट्स दिए, उसके अलावा लाइक टू शेयर समथिंग? आप हिंदी में भी बात कर सकते हैं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। आपको क्या लगा कि ये ग्रुप डिस्कशन ठीक चल रही थी या कहाँ पे? जस्ट डोंट गो पर्सन टू पर्सन, बट go give the comments overall. जो अभी तक comments नहीं आए हैं हमारे पास, जो आपको लगा हो। Nothing from Jodhpur? Okay, all well. Ma'am is tossing her head that everything went on well.
Hello sir. Hello sir, this is Pulki from JMIT. Sir, I want to say number one person was seeing watching at the interview the intermediator. He was not making eye contact with the rest of the person. Only in the starting, he only saw the intermediator.
Oh yeah, he was looking at the intermediator because probably that was a technical problem. We don't call it intermediator, we call them moderator. Number one, moderator or evaluator. He was trying to probably make sure that his face is visible or his voice is being heard. But later on, this part was taken care of. But there are other problems which was pointed out by other centers. He made certain mistakes in that. Any other comments by any other person?
Excuse me, sir, from Kurukshetra.
Please, ma'am.
Like one more thing I want to add. Like, it's audible.
Yes, you are audible, ma'am.
Okay. It's one more thing. The way they were sitting, it's like we were seeing them. It's like a fear. Something they have fear. They didn't sit there. Okay, I'm going to discuss. But the way sitting, the face experience look like a fear. They have some fears.
Okay. From the home, you will like to say, ma'am, something here? Yes. The participant from our studio would like to also give some comments, maybe.
Hello, everybody. I want to share one of the things about Chandigarh University. Though I enjoyed the discussion, whatever was happening, as we talked in the morning also, as Dr. Pramod has told us that in our drawing rooms, once people get together and after some time it concludes as a gossip session or into one-to-one interaction. Towards the end of the session, it actually went like that. But then just few observations I did was that though the discussion started well with the candidate number 1, he took up very energetically the entire discussion. But on the other side, on the part of the leader, I would like to say that being a leader, being the coordinator of that group, he must have stopped 1 or 2 candidates in between and asked the other ones to participate, whoever was not participating. That was one point which I noticed. Just on the part of the leader, he must have done so. Secondly, once as Dr. Konica has told us that if we are not aware of a particular topic, We should sit back, listen, learn, and then we can summarize after a few minutes or so. So that was lacking on 3 or 4 candidates which were never participating. So this was the only observation which I had, because it was not very audible to us very clearly that what all things were being discussed. But yes, on the whole, it was nice, but because of shortage of time, we were lacking of the more discussions. Thank you so much.
Konica, you would like to say something because you are the expert in this area?
Yes, the discussion indeed started off very well. There has been volunteers who are sitting. Please clap for yourself that at least you have initiated. You've come across, you've come forward and you've talked about the topic. It was although your first experience, but let me congratulate everyone who's sitting in front and volunteering, because criticizing others is very easy. But sitting on the hot seat is the main purpose of ending up in a group discussion. So all of you who are present there showed, okay, they've learned one thing or the other. Now it's not something that you'll gain in one go. It's not a magic bomb that's gonna make you perfect in group discussion. You have to practice it again and again to be perfect in it. So I would like to say that the first participant initiated well, but always try and use those phrases that has been told, so that whatever point you're coming up with gives a structure to it. So the other person knows that you're initiating, and the other person who's sitting in a group knows that, okay, this is the time to show my opinion. And whenever you're talking in a group, please maintain eye contact with everybody. It's not a one-to-one conversation. It's not a debate. And don't make it a fish market. See, when one person is giving you the idea or giving you a viewpoint, please let the person finish, so that you can come up with your opinion after that, right? So these were small tips, but it was very well done. For the first time, I would like to thank all the students who have initiated, and please applaud for your first initiation, because first when we start, we go about it. It's only the starting that has to happen. Thank you. Over to sir.
Well, friends, I request all the centers to please give a big hand clap for everybody, including the participants also. As ma'am said that it was a good start. There are different roles which the group people have to play. Somebody has to play a role of the leadership. The person who is sitting in the middle, normally number 4 in this case, was supposed to play the role of leadership, and at no point any one of the members should be having a feeling that I am here only to observe, nothing to contribute. We should give chance to others. I saw, I have been telling you in the morning, the golden rule about listening skills is do not cut. And you can see for yourself how many times we cut each other in this. Once or twice humor is okay in a group discussion, but giggling, there is a difference between giggling and humor. Giggling is not permissible in the group discussion. Though you can have a lighter way and say certain thing in a humorous way. Besides the phrases Madam Konica has given to you, let me give you 1 or 2 more hints here, that you can always start the group discussion with an example also. With a quote she has already mentioned, some example, some data if you are having with you, or currently e-shopping जो आपके main चीजें यहाँ पे, जैसे for example Flipkart के ऊपर आपका कोई incident हुआ हो, you can also make a story or share a story with the people also, your own experience or somebody else's experience also on the e-shopping, whether it's good or bad, or if you feel that it has some minus and good points, you may come out with both of them also. It is not that in the group discussion that you have to be on one side, either good or bad. You may say, whereas these are the plus points, but it has certain negative points which needs to be addressed to by the people who are in the business of e-shopping or something like that. Other than that, probably everything went on well. Thank you very much. And